You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Away we go.
Okay, cool. So, how have you been?
Great.
Okay. Huh. Wow. Wait. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I completely forgot that it was Black History Month, and now I'm seeing a hashtag that says, I've seen something trending that's saying White History Month.
Uh, okay.
Okay. We'll get into that later though. What's in the
All
news
right.
today?
Okay. So before we get into the news, something just happened to me tonight, and it all makes sense.
Is it something bad?
It's bad, but I know better. I knew something was off, so I did dispose of it as soon as I can.
Okay, cool. So what happened to you that was bad?
So I got a message from a woman, which according to her bio, she's from Nashville. She
Okay.
messaged me on Instagram. She said, "Yo, my BFF is into you. Stumbled upon your profile somehow," and something along those lines. That her BFF, presumably, stumbled across my profile somehow, whatever reason, not too sure, and she's into me. And I tried double checking the history with who's following who to ensure that they're actually friends. And surprise, surprise, the woman that messaged me directly about her BFF isn't following anyone and only has one follower. And you
Yeah,
know what's the worst of it?
he's an OnlyFans creator.
No, not even close. The worst part of all is there isn't any content on that account.
I gotten similar text messages, but I knew it was fake. I mean, you know, but it's a bit weird though. Why do people do that?
I have no idea.
So wait, what did you do after that? Did you just friend or what did you do?
No, I didn't do anything. I actually looked into these accounts to ensure that if it adds up, because having someone message me directly about someone else is a completely new concept to me. I don't get that often. This is once in a lifetime thing for me. So
Hmm?
I really looked into it, and for some reason they're not following each other. The girl that's been name dropped by the woman that messaged me directly, her account is private, so
Got you.
I wasn't able to check her.
Oh, okay, got you. I'm
But
not gonna.
but even though I did have my suspicions, I did ask both ChatGPT and DeepSeek what what are their thoughts on the situation, and when I sent the screenshot and the link to that woman's profile, the one that messaged me directly, this was before I chose to either accept, block, or delete the message. And right away, both ChatGPT and DeepSeek have said this is a scam. Dispose of the evidence immediately.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's good. It's a good thing that you did dispose of like the evidence immediately, because well, in reality, it is a scam, and I've gotten text messages like that before. I usually just delete the chats because well, I remember one time I believe I got one. There was nothing on my account, and they were all like, "My friend thinks you're cute." First off, what? It's like I don't know. It's like scams like that kind of annoy me because like they don't actually no, they don't really annoy me. They're just dumb. I mean, and it doesn't help
They
the fact
don't do their research.
they really don't, and it doesn't help the fact that my DMs are already. It's like it's whatever.
Yeah, same case with me. Like, I don't get messages like this unless it's from family or very, very close friends.
Yeah, I mean the fact that yeah, and the fact that I get a message from only your bot is just kind of sad in my case. It's kind of sad, but at the same time not really, because well, what can you really do?
It's life.
Yeah, it's like yeah, but bots like that text me every now and then too, though. I mean, I ignore them because I know they're not real, or they're just simply the same person, just trying to promote their OF to like random people. Because sometimes it is an OF model trying to get themselves out there.
Hmm.
Other times it's just a bot. It's just simply a bot for the most part. But hey, man, it is what it is, though. Um, Definitely glad you didn't fall for it though. That would have been very unfortunate. But yeah, for the most part, you just gotta be careful.
So true.
Yeah. So, what is in the news?
Head of Consumer Financial Protection Bureau announces departure.
Huh. Why did they depart?
Well, President Donald Trump has fired Rohit Chopra, the director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, in a move against a Biden administration holdover.
Yep. I, I'll be honest, man. Trump is really doing work. He
He
really is
is,
doing,
yes.
really is doing work. Like, whether people agree with it or not, he is doing work. Um, I'll be honest, I don't really know if it's gonna be for the better or for worse, but however it is, man, Trump, he's doing work. And, you know, there are gonna be people who agree with him, people who disagree with him.
Yeah.
And, it is what it is, man. What do you think of it? Well, for one, actually, yeah, no, what do you think of it?
I don't have a strong opinion on this.
Yeah, honestly.
I've known from the beginning of the the campaign before Trump was elected that he is going to be a lot firmer and a lot more straightforward for his second term than he did in his first, because first term, not many people thought he would get into office to begin with, and realizing what he's done, uh, opinions really started to divide amongst people, and then Biden got in, and then 4 years of Biden has passed, and people looking back at the Trump presidency, people like, you know what, maybe the US under Trump maybe wasn't so bad after all, most people would say. And then comes the 2024 election, not a lot of people, but most of which have voted for Trump to be back in the White House, because they would rather have him than another 4 years of what could be the continuation of the Biden administration with Kamala Harris. And the people voted, and that's what the people get.
That's a really good point. Most people saw what Biden did, and they're like, all right, we don't want Biden or Kamala at this rate, so we're just gonna vote back in Trump. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I think the reason why people voted for Trump was because where there weren't really any other options. I
No?
mean, this election was literally centered around Trump and Harris. I mean, and even if there were any other options for us, they were clearly not put in the spotlight and given a fair chance. I don't know, maybe there was probably someone in the woodworks who could have done a better job than Trump and Kamala, who does not have that much fame or money or fortune at that point, at that rate. But it's like, I'm not gonna lie. I think when it comes to like, presidential elects, I think all of them should get a fair chance by like, being in the news a bit more. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, like they could really benefit from that, so that the people can have the opportunity to see like exactly what their goals are for the country and what they have to say, and whether if the people at the top get to them is well up to them to the term is up, and whether if those people like abide by what they say is up to them. But ultimately speaking, yeah, it's like as far as the country goes, I think that there are people who don't have that much notoriety, who could have who probably could have done a better job than most of these guys. I'm gonna be honest. Better than Kamala, better than Trump, better than Biden. Shoot, probably better than Obama.
Dang. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, but at the end of the day, man, it's like you're never really gonna get any notoriety or just like anything unless you have money. So you can like make a strong campaign. And yeah, it's like I would say if anyone's gonna run for president, they would have to have some money if they're not well known, so that they can make ads, so that they can make all this stuff, and so that they can do these things to like get into the office.
Exactly.
It's like if you're not a Trump, if you're not a Biden, if you're not a Kamala Harris, then yeah, no, you're pretty much doomed. you're gonna have to work extra hard
Yeah,
to get into the office. You're actually gonna have to work extra hard.
you gotta put in the effort.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you're really gonna have to do is just put in the effort. And
Yeah,
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be extremely complicated. But hey, I think if you put in the effort and people like you, I think what people would really like about that person is that they're not part of the establishment yet. And I say yet because eventually people will concede to that, or they'll never concede to it. But either way, man, I mean, I really do think that there are people who actually care about the country and what's best for the country. Not to say that Trump doesn't want what's best for the country, but at the same time, we already know he's controlled opposition, so it's like you have to question him. You have to question his loyalty. You have to question everything about him because, well, and yeah, it's like he's been compromised. Bad. And look, I want to believe that Trump cares to the degree, but his role, Trump's role is to play for fools, which unfortunately he is. Unfortunately, Trump is actually playing this for fools. Unfortunately, most of the people at the top are playing this for fools. And yes, we're falling for it. At least the MAGA people are falling for it. And other people, even if they're not falling for it like the MAGA people are, if they don't really know what the bigger picture is, then yeah, they're falling for it by they're falling for it by definite. They're falling for it by extension. I don't take Trump's side. I don't take Kamala's side. I don't take any of their sides, man. I don't even take Kennedy's side anymore, bro, because he's not going to be president. He knew he's not going to win the presidency. His best shot was being with Trump, and he is with Trump. So therefore, who knows? Maybe if he actually runs next time, he will have a chance of winning. He will be in the TV. He will be in the limelight. He will do this stuff, but I'm not really sure if he'll do it. I'm not really sure how well he will do, or if, he'll even run. But I'll be honest, if JD Vance runs, I don't think I'm really gonna vote. I don't think I'm really gonna vote the next election, unless there's something different. Unless there's genuinely someone I believe in, which there isn't going to be. I'm not voting, and it's gonna be Trump's last 4 years. If he makes it to 4 years,
unless the amendment is upheld, so maybe there's a chance for Trump to get in for another 4 years in the next election, but nothing's certified yet. As of now, it's still 4 years for 4 more years for Trump.
yeah. I mean, like my mom is like, my, I told my mom I was like, technically, like, it'll only be 1 year. Like, next year it would only be 1 year in Trump's term. And she's like, oh, uh, it's really funny.
Yeah.
But, hey, we're just gonna see what Trump does, man. I don't think he's gonna do it. He might do some things that are for our good, but but honestly, towards the end goal is to not do anything for our good, for our safety, simply to do it to control us, to deceive us all into like, taking that mark. As early as they can, as early as possible, because ultimately speaking, they want to control us. They want our jobs to be taken by robots, and yeah, that's all I really gotta say, man. It's like they just want ultimately they want to control us. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
It is,
And
yeah.
realistically, from a realistic standpoint, there's really nothing we can do. We can do some things, but I'm not talking like, rebel against the government. They're too big. Yeah, rebel against the government. Actually, no. The people, if we work together on one thing, then maybe we can do something. But we're never going to like come together for anything. But yeah, no. So I'm saying realistically, we can't do anything. They're going to usher in their plans. They're going to keep people distracted with, like, Elon Musk acting the way he's acting. Trump playing the role of the righteous hero who saved America. And pretty much, yeah, everyone's just going to keep playing their role because it keeps people distracted and keeps people divided. and these politicians are going to continue to act like they hate each other, even though they don't. The same team. No matter who got elected, it would have been the same end result. Kamala would have probably ushered in the beast, and Trump is ushering in the beast. They're all ushering in these things that they're all ushering in these things that are are inevitable, that were prophesized. So I'm just gonna wait and see. But also at the same time, I'm going to try to at least get a job so I can kind of save some money and do something, get out of get in a better situation before you know we go full on digital currency. I don't know when that's gonna be, but I'm going to estimate it and say that we have 3 years. We have 3 years left.
Yep, 3 more years.
Hopefully 4 or 5, but I'm going to estimate it and say 3 years. 3 years. I'll be honest. I personally don't believe Trump is going to make it to the 4th year. I believe something is going to happen to where Trump does not make it to the 4th year. Not that he's going to die, obviously, but if that does happen, then that'll be very unfortunate. But I don't believe Trump is going to make it to. I don't believe Trump is going to be in office for 4 years. I believe he's going to be in office for 3. I don't know why. I just have this intrinsic feeling that it's only been 3 years again.
Maybe another impeachment is in the works?
Yeah, maybe another impeachment.
Maybe this next impeachment in the second term might be a success, and he'd be out of office sooner than we would thought.
Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, maybe another impeachment. Maybe Trump will, be taken care of. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't believe that he's going to make it 4. I don't believe he's going to be in office for 4 years. I believe he's going to be 3 for some reason. I don't know the reason. I don't know why. I believe it's going to be 3 years, which is why I'm saying we have 3 years. We have only 3 years. So I'd say for anybody who has a dream, who knows what's to come, it's your last chance to pursue it. And after that, you gotta get out of it. But if you
Yes.
want to, but obviously if you're okay with taking the mark, then yeah, I say keep going with your dream. Obviously you shouldn't take the mark. You really shouldn't take the mark. Because you're not gonna live forever. I mean, really, if all you can really do with that mark is buy and sell things. But after that, man, it's then you're gonna be totally separated from God. It's one thing if you could live forever. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would love to live forever because people love this life so much. But you won't be able to live forever. But yeah, no. If you're okay with taking the mark and just to buy and sell things, then by all means. Well, I'm not gonna tell you to take it, but it's your free will. So do what you gotta do. But you know, it's just a simple fact of the matter is that a lot of people don't know what's gonna happen. Trump is gonna convince these people to take this mark. Trump is going to convince a lot. He's gonna deceive a lot of people, and people are gonna be. I think people are going to be upset. Also, it's like people saw this hero named Trump, and they thought he was gonna save the world or save the country. And it turns out he's controlled opposition. He's controlled by that.
Mm-hmm.
I know it. You know it. Chris knows it.
Everyone knows it. At least those who were a couple steps ahead.
Those who aren't in the market, they know it.
Yeah. They won't know until it's too late.
Yeah, but the MAGA people, unless they actually pay attention, they won't know until it's too late. They won't. Maybe people will find out before the last year when it's too late.
Yeah, and the moment they find out,
They'll already have
the
known.
life will be cut short.
Exactly. And so that's why I would love to get out of the situation that I'm in because, well, at the end of the day, I just want everyone to be safe. That's really what I want everyone to be safe. But I know everyone is not going to make it. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
a matter of trying to warn people. And wherever I'm going to go, I don't know. It'll either be in New York or outside of New York. Either way, however I can get
Maybe
out of,
West Virginia.
I don't know. I really need to ask my mom where that farm is. I want to see it. I want to see if it's a that my great uncle had. That my great great. I think he's considered my great great uncle. because he was my mom's father's father. I think he's considered my great great uncle. He had a farm somewhere. I don't even know where it's at, and I don't even know if my grandma remember where it was at. But I don't know. I just want to get out. Just want to get out of Dodge before it's too late, you know. But
Yeah.
it is. But it is. Now that's all I gotta say. Is there anything else in the news?
Lithium-ion battery fire prevents police from saving driver stuck in burning Tesla.
Something prevented someone from saving a passenger in a burning Tesla.
Yes, a lithium-ion battery fire is what prevented them.
Huh, that's weird. Why? So someone was in a burning Tesla because of like the a battery in the car.
Yes.
Okay, got you. I wonder I wonder what went wrong for the battery to like get like go like to catch on fire. I do, but either way, I do hope the person is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but if it was from Tesla's side, I believe the person could technically is the person alive actually? Does it say?
Well, according to the report, the victim has not yet been identified.
Huh. Well, that's strange. Well, that's strange, but either way, I'm gonna say this: the victim, if they're alive, could sue if that's on the side of Tesla, but also the family of the victim can sue if obviously it was Tesla's fault that if it was Tesla's fault that that battery was how it is. Personally, I'm not gonna lie. Other than the self-driving feature, I don't see why people make such a big deal about a Tesla. I'm not saying it's a bad car, but I'm saying like I guess it's because I'm not a car guy. I really don't see the point in. I really don't see the big deal in making a big deal about it. I don't know. I personally mean I would just get a car that works.
Yeah.
Obviously it has to look good to me, but it doesn't have to be all that. Speaking of which, would you ever drive a Tesla, or have you ever driven a Tesla?
No and no.
How come?
Well, firstly, I don't have a driver's license. And secondly, if I do ever want to get a car, at best I would consider a hybrid, a mix of electric and petrol. Being fully electric has its drawbacks. For instance, the battery, the materials it's made out of, could be corrosive to the environment. And another reason, only relying on electric another reason, it's already made obvious many headlines, it can easily catch on fire. How often would you see car fires with petrol or diesel powered cars or vehicles?
That's a good point. And I will say this: why can't they just make cars that use both electric energy and gas?
Well, well, cars like that do actually exist, and my parents have that kind of car as well.
Oh, okay. So if they don't have gas, they can just rely on the electricity of the car to get them to their destination.
Yeah, they just put the petrol in, and that's it. The
Ah,
battery is automatically rechargeable.
so they
Like
can.
you don't need to go to a charging bank to recharge the battery. It can do it itself.
Oh, okay. So and they can still put gas in the car.
Yes.
Why aren't more people just using those types of cars? I mean, like technology can be useful, but I wouldn't say that you should put all your faith in it. Yeah, it's like for the most part. I don't really think I'll get an electrical vehicle. I think I'll just get a regular car, but at the same time, I truly do believe that eventually, I truly do believe that eventually I won't be able to buy a lot of things. So I don't know if it's really worth getting a car or just. I think in some instances, like a car is useful. At the same time, I'm not really 100% sure, like what to do or what I should do in that sense. I'll probably still end up getting a car. Um, I just wish I can somehow find a way to not only. I wish I was able to find a way to use a car without gas or without having to recharge energy, recharge it with a battery or something.
Maybe a car that runs on water?
Yeah, Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. A car that runs on water. But where can
Yeah,
we find?
that's.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was going to say anything else.
But where can we find a car that runs on water?
Well, I've seen a couple of videos on social media. Like, there was this one kid in Africa made a car that runs on water, and I think there's another guy in the US. Forgot what his name was or what the materials he used, but he kind of created this some kind of combustion fuel that is easily doable. And I think it's actually a fuel that's made from plastic or something along those lines. I think that's pretty cool because if it's plastics that can't be recyclable, then turn it into fuel instead.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Oh, yeah, I just took out my headphones. But yeah, very interesting. Not gonna lie, nah, surprise, surprise. Google is saying there are currently no cars that run on. That would make life so simple, though. It's like if I can just build a car and it can run on water, that'd be great. All I'd have to really do is live near a pond.
Yeah, but
I
the
mean,
thing
all it
is, even if people do make vehicles like that, what are the odds that some kind of higher authority gets to them first and like analyze them before spreading that information to other people? Because
didn't
you know how convenient it is and how easy would it be to have vehicles that run on water.
didn't they already do that with Nicholas Tesla?
I've heard some kind of innovation with Nikola Tesla, but I'm not sure about anything revolving water and or vehicles on renewable energy.
Actually, I think his idea was to have it run on I don't think it was water. I think it was definitely something else. Huh. But the point is for the most part, they're not going to release anything unless they can make money off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if they really can't make any money off of it and everything is just accessible, because water is accessible. It's like, shoot, you can buy a water bottle. You can buy a whole water bottle and then yeah, your car is all filled back up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like they can't make money off of it, so they're probably not going to do anything like that unless they can just take the water, the like the seawater away, which I don't think that they can do. But yeah, it's like if it's easy to get, then yeah, and if you can't make money off of it, then they're not going to release it to the public. Yeah, of course they're not going to. Of course they're not going to do anything with that. It's like it's a lose-lose for them. It's like they lose money from it because well they can't make any money off.
Exactly.
So yeah, of course they're not going to tell us about it. Of course they're not going to just give us the gratification of making our lives a little bit more easier. So it's up to you to try to make your life easier in a way that you can manage. In a way that you can do it. Huh. There are some prototypes of cars that run on water, but the technology is not yet widely used. I'll look into that. I'll look into that a bit later. But hold on. Sorry. Let me just. I lost. Wait. Hold on. Wait. History. All right. Cool. But what else is in the news?
Barclays tell customers to contact friends and family or food banks after IT glitch.
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Barclays tells customers to contact friends and family or food banks after IT glitch.
After IT glitch. What is an IT glitch?
Well, IT stands for intercommunication technology, so something tech related as well as communications, at least something along those lines. Something happened and something crashed all of a sudden.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, you always got to be prepared.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We definitely do have to always be prepared. We be prepared when it comes to a lot of things. When it comes to especially when it comes to things like that.
Yeah.
But in other news, I personally didn't know that it was Black History Month this month, and so far I'm seeing a hashtag that says White History Month.
Already? That was quick.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. It's like It's probably going to be like that all month, and there's not really a specific post that I can read. I'm just looking at the hashtag, and I'm like, yeah, some people are like, yeah, we should scrap the whole race thing, and like race thing when it comes to like, we should yeah, we should scrap the whole race thing in general. Like, when it comes to a month, and we should just teach American history. I'm like, yeah, I can agree with, I can personally agree with that. I can see why that would be better. It would unite us. It would not make one race seem like, it would not make one race, seem like, all right, they're paying attention to this race more than like, our race, and so we deserve this, we deserve that, etc., etc. But yeah, it's like I understand, and frankly, I don't really, I personally don't really celebrate Black History Month because I don't know, I really just don't see a point, and frankly, I don't know. It is what it is as well. I just personally don't see a point in doing it. I mean, cool, but it's like a lot of people really don't care. A lot of people really don't treat it like, as such. And it is what it is. It is what it is.
It
And
was what it was.
exactly. And also plus, I don't know. I really don't put that much emphasis on a month. I mean, Black History Month, whether if it's Black History Month, White History Month, who cares? It's a month. Just like Pride Month, bro. Just like if scrapping a month based on a specific race, us will like, help us like, become united, then so be pretty much I just want us to all be united. That's really what and so like, yeah, like, Black history is important, but also white history, Asian history, like, any history that is in America, no matter what the race is important history, because if it's American history, then it's important history in terms of how America was shaped, regardless of like, race, regardless of gender. It's important in regards to how America came to be.
Exactly.
So yeah, for the most part, I say like, hey man, whatever you gotta do, you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Huh. But in other news, Trump orders airstrikes against ISIS in Somalia. Or
Somalia.
Somalia. Yeah, Somalia. Huh.
Yeah,
This,
I've heard about that recently.
yeah. Yeah, honestly, I'll be honest, can you catch me up on like why that is?
I had not looked into this whatsoever. Is this all of a sudden?
Okay, well, I think I see it right here. President Donald Trump announces that he ordered U.S. military strikes in Somalia. But that I said it right? Somalia?
Yes.
Targeting a senior ISIS attack planner and other terrorists hiding in the Galish Mountains. The strikes confirmed by Defense Security Pete Hegseth, aimed to eliminate threats to the United States and its allies, with Trump stating there were no civilian casualties. The operation reflects ongoing U.S. military engagement in Somalia against Islamist militants. So Trump is doing a lot of work. He's definitely, putting in some work. I would say, like, Trump is definitely going to be remembered as, like, that president of the United States of America who cared about his country. I just only question how much he cares about us. That's really what I question. How much does he truly care? Until his handlers tell him to back off a bit. Israel? No. We will find you. Nope. Same thing I read before. But what else in the news?
Just Stop Oil activists acted out of sacrifice, court hears.
I'm sorry, what's the point of an oil activist?
I am bamboozled. Completely.
What are you bamboozled about?
Like, the concept of Just Stop Oil to begin with. The reason why people know about Just Stop Oil is the acts of activism that they do to get attention. It doesn't matter how extreme they are or if it causes any disruptions to day-to-day life. So long as people talking about them, then they got what they want. But does it actually support the causes of stopping the usage of oil at all?
Most likely not, no.
Exactly. And yet, they still keep on doing these acts and stunts to get attention. When I first heard about them, I say, yeah, they're doing a good job in getting attention and getting people talking about it. But over time, I started to question, how can they keep doing this, knowing there isn't much benefit for them to do what they're doing? It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense to keep doing whatever stunts they're doing if there isn't much benefit that people in the public are seeing.
Pretty much there's no end goal. There's no end game to like this whole thing. You're just gonna constantly keep doing these stunts and no actual change is going to occur. I mean, you're going to get into the news, you're going to get noticed, maybe every now and then, but that's about it. No change is really gonna come from this.
I feel like Just Stop Oil is like one of the most consistent distractions to international headlines that I've seen in recent memory.
I personally can't say that it's a good distraction, but
But it is a distraction.
yeah, it's definitely a distraction. It's not a very good one, but it's a distraction. It'll distract some people.
Yeah. But
You know,
even then, there's people like us, and we're still going to look at other stories alongside them to see what else goes on. They're just a filler on a slow news day.
speaking of which, did Donald Trump ever declassify those docs yet?
You mean JFK, MLK, etc.?
Yes.
Yes, he did. And I think they would have already been made public by now.
Actually, I think we talked about it. Did we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so pretty much I think with MLK it said that he was pretty much a CIA op or something like that. With Martin Luther King.
And he was gay.
And he was gay.
Yeah, that's a surprise to me. I knew he wasn't a good person, but I didn't know he was gay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't know he was. Look, I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's true or not. But if he's gay, then I'm a
Well,
bit.
the more you know.
I'm flabbergasted.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm a bit flabbergasted. I have heard that Martin Luther King would do a lot of things, but also he would also put on this. He would also proclaim himself as this holier than thou guy, or this moral no, not holier than thou, just a moral example of
Yeah.
what a person should be. I'm not gonna lie, he had the voice. He had the voice for it too.
Yes.
He definitely had the voice for it. So
He really got that message out.
he sounded like a moral example. Look, I mean, there are people on the internet saying that MLK was a bad person. I'm like, look, I mean,
People gonna know about that at some point.
yeah, I mean, if it's true, it's true. If it's not true, it's not true. But at the same time, who knows? It may be true. It may be not be true. But at the end of the day, most people still look up to him as a brave civil rights leader who fought for the rights of black people everywhere. People still look up to him as that. There's a lot of people who still do. But there are other people who are saying, "Oh yeah, no, I knew this guy wasn't as good as other people thought he was." And now people are saying the only real black civil rights leader was Malcolm X. But and so far nothing bad really came out from Malcolm X. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, if all that stuff that was in there of Martin Luther King is true, then I'll say this: the only black civil rights leader who was genuine was Malcolm X. Then, now, granted, his ideology was flawed, but he was a smart man. He was. I'll say that he was a very smart man. He said he educated himself while he was in prison. While he was in prison as well. So it's like, yeah. Although like his philosophy and his ideology, some of the things in his philosophy as far as the Muslim stuff I disagreed with. I do disagree with. Other stuff he was pretty smart on. He was knowledgeable about, and yeah, it's like that's why you should respect Malcolm X. That's why anyone should really respect Malcolm X, because yeah, he was very knowledgeable.
So true.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna. But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know. Martin Luther King is gone, so it won't really hurt Martin Luther. Well, I mean, it won't really hurt him because he's dead. But the fact that this stuff came out now, and apparently he was gay. It's dang, it's unfortunate. This dude was gay. But anyway, yeah, it's like it is what it is, though. If the dude was gay, then he was gay, and if he wasn't, then. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if he was, or at least I wouldn't be surprised if he was bisexual. I'm not even gonna say flat out gay. I wouldn't be surprised if he was, even if he was a plant. I wouldn't be surprised if he was bisexual, like he likes men and women. Because I did hear that he cheated on his wife.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about Martin Luther King. That
Yeah,
he was not the nicest person around. That's what I knew many years ago.
yeah, I heard that prior. That apparently he cheated on his wife with another woman. So it's like, I don't know. That's why I'm kind of shocked that said that he was gay. Also, I do have a question. Why would they write this stuff down?
Well, that's a very good question.
It's like, look, I'm just gonna say this. Look, yeah, there are docs, but why would you write that stuff down specifically?
Well, of course, at the time, the concept of homosexuality is taboo and controversial. So they would have written it down that he was gay with the intention of getting a negative reaction from the public and thinking people would be outraged that he would turn to that kind of life at the time if people found out about this sooner.
Who knows? Maybe they wrote it down to use it against him. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, that too, but most part is just if people found out,
Yeah,
they would be disappointed or upset with
he would
Martin
be.
Luther King.
I think he'd pretty much be discredited if people found out he was gay or bisexual, in the sense of that he presented himself as a Christian man. And yeah, that's what most Christians point out, that he was a Christian man, that he while he was in prison, he wrote when he wrote down notes, that he pretty much wrote down things that relate to the Bible. I think that's the part where people would be kind of confused about, because I'm confused about it even. I didn't know the dude was gay. Now I could probably believe all the other things, but I don't really know if I can believe the guy was gay. But then again, I don't know the guy personally. I really don't. He didn't look gay. He doesn't look gay, but who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. But do you know what the other docs said about RFK and, sorry, not RFK, JFK?
JFK. Well, I've seen a couple of videos on Instagram, maybe TikTok as well, one or two at least. I've heard that people have said that the JFK assassination was set up by the Jews. At least that's the broad idea most people have said regarding those files. It could be something else, but that's what I've heard recently, as of yet.
So pretty much what everyone else is saying, the Jews. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
So something we knew.
Well, it's nothing new then.
Yeah, it's nothing new. Okay. It just confirms the conspiracy. It just confirms everyone's suspicions that yes, it was the Jew. It was the.
Yes, the Jews.
But hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. Yeah, this is not new information. It's really not, and it's just I believe it's all just a big distraction. From the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they release these at a like you know they're very strategic when it comes to releasing stuff like this. They do this for a reason. They don't just do it because they want they're just like saying one day, okay, let's release this stuff. We're done hiding this stuff from the people. They deserve to know. No, they release these things to distract the people.
It's part of the plan.
That's exactly what it is. It's part of the plan. Like we'll probably pass some bill or something that the worldwide people would not agree with. So therefore, it's like everything is strategically planned for a reason. Everything is strategically planned. So it's like I'll say this, man. You just gotta watch your back. You simply have to watch your back, man. Because ultimately speaking, things are just not going to get any better. They're only gonna get worse from here. Do I have any faith in our society? No, I don't. At least I don't have faith in anybody in our current state can fix it. And even if you do fix some things, it's gonna be very minimal, and people are gonna only be satisfied for a time until they're dissatisfied. You can never really have any satisfaction when it comes to this life. You really can't. But most people get what they can get. It's either you're satisfied with certain results or find something bigger than yourself to be satisfied with. To like quench your thirst.
Yes.
But hey, either way, that's all I got, man. It is what it is.
And it was what it was.
But is there anything else in the news?
I've sent a video in the chat before starting recording, and the title of the video says, "Welcome to South Africa, where the robbery happens live while broadcasting."
Wow. Where the robbery happens live while broadcasting.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's
wow.
how bad crime is in a particular country, where the robbers have the confidence to rob people while there's going to be evidence of them robbing that person.
Wow. I'll be honest, no mask, they're just confident. Look at them. They're on national television.
You can see their faces, and they're just like, whatever. I'll give you something to report about.
Like, you're not afraid that, like, bro, what part of Africa? South Africa. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I was about to. I don't know why I almost asked what part of Africa. Okay. South Africa. But still, it's like, bro, the confidence on these people. The
That's
confidence.
crazy.
Terrible.
Imagine this was in the UK. Risk would be fuming.
He would.
Oh yeah, he would.
Wouldn't hear the end of it. I think I'd be laughing the entire time. He's just.
Yeah, but still, mostly average.
Like, imagine if that happened to me. It's like, bro, I would have been like, the confidence. You ain't ashamed of this? It's like, at least in the U.S., like, people would have the decency to put on a mask or something. Even in the U.K., people have the common sense and decency to put on a mask. But you're just gonna rob me with thousands of people watching you? Thousands of people knowing who you are? Your wife potentially watching this? Your family potentially watching this? You're just gonna do it and you're just gonna rob me with your face fully shown, huh?
Yeah.
So that's it. This is what we've come to.
Apparently, yeah.
That is unfortunate.
Yep.
Very, very sad.
Very sad, yes.
But hey, what can you really do about it?
Well, take self-defense classes.
You can. Yeah, you're right. You can definitely do that.
So long as you don't have to use towels to defend yourself.
Okay.
Because we talked about that at one point.
Yeah. Using towels.
Yes, using towels to defend yourself. That is so stupid.
It really was stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Seriously, towels?
That's crazy.
That's terrible. That is stupid. But
it's funny, but still stupid.
Yeah, no, no, you're right. It is funny. It definitely is funny. Extremely stupid, but funny nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Towels. But is there anything else in the news?
Well, Olaf Scholz, the Chancellor of Germany, has lost the vote of no confidence, meaning it is likely another federal level election is likely to take place in Germany next month.
Wow, Germany. So, what are your thoughts on that, man?
Well, I see this from two angles. On one hand, good on the German politicians to speak out, at least speaking out on whatever's going on in Germany. But on the other hand, of course, there's the chance of, like, what are the odds that this far right party, Alternative for Deutschland, how many seats are they going to get? Because although they are getting seats in, like, East Germany, or what was once East Germany, would this be enough for AfD? Will they ever be like an opposition of some sort? And I'm not saying they deserve to get that many seats, but there is many complications, and of course it feels everything that's going on in this world. It feels far too convenient. It feels too good to be true. Like, yes, we know issues are being called out, but what is the cost having been called out right now? Because people, especially risk, thinking that AfD is going to have a chance to be the governing party of Germany, they may come short, and maybe people like Risk will be disappointed if the results for AfD don't turn out as people thought it would.
Yeah, you definitely do have a point. You definitely do have a point on that, on like all of what you said, and you just really got to see what happens like next, and just hope for the best outcome, and hope for the best possible. That's really all you can do. And yeah, as for Germany, I wish them nothing but luck when in terms of this, like, next you said election, right?
Yes, it's a federal election.
Yeah, this next federal election, and hopefully, like, the right person is picked for the job.
And also, just because Olaf Scholz lost the vote of no confidence does not mean he would be replaced as the leader of his party. He can still be Germany's chancellor after the results of the upcoming federal election in Germany. That's another consideration, because even though people have said that AfD popularity is on the rise, it's not going to be enough. What if it's not enough for them to actually overtake the Olaf Scholz party? You never know what's going to happen. Maybe Olaf Scholz may get another chance to be Chancellor of Germany.
That's true. That's true. You never really know
So,
what can happen in like situations like this. So therefore, all you can really do is just wait and see.
yes, it may look good now, but don't get too excited if the results come out the way you didn't think would come out, because there are many factors that would certainly come out of nowhere. Like in the UK general election, the exit poll says that Reform would have got 13 seats, but turns out they only got 5. And the seats for SNP, although it's close, but Labour's managed to get tons of the existing SNP seats in the last general election as well. So just because there are opinions and different polls saying that certain results will come out for certain parties doesn't mean that's going to be that result, unless you go out and vote for the party that you want to take charge of your country. Take polls with a pinch of salt, always.
Exactly. That's all you really can do. That's honestly all you can do. Just yeah. And like for the most part, I agree with everything you're saying. But the main
Yep,
point, take charge. You
exactly.
gotta take charge.
Yeah.
But is there anything else in the news?
A couple of days ago, I was scrolling on Facebook and there was this post by Oasis Mania fan page, and this is what it reads. Liam Gallagher has attacked Dua Lipa for being, quote, jealous. An ex-user asked, Dua Lipa said that bands like Oasis and Blur's behavior are, quote unquote, obnoxious. What do you think about this? Liam Gallagher replied, she's just jealous. The user then trashed the Wonderwall legend and insisted Dua has no reason to be, quote, jealous of him or artists like Damon Albarn and Noel Gallagher. They responded, come off it. Dua Lipa's one of the biggest pop stars on the planet. She's not jealous of you, and she has a fair point, Liam. You and Noel were utterly obnoxious in the 90s and noughties, and many other men in Britpop bands were misogynistic. Retracted. It must be a swear of some sort. Clarifying his tweet, Liam shot back. She's jealous we can swear and tell people to F off, and she can't. And yeah, that's the post.
Interesting post. Very interesting post. Yeah, I really have no comment on it. It's just an interesting post.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, for the most part, hey, man, whatever happens, happens.
Yes.
But, sorry, I got distracted for a minute. Hold on. Sorry, I thought I was, wait, make Europe great again. What's this all about?
What's that about?
People of Europe, join the MEGA movement. Make Europe great again.
He's still on that.
What do you mean he's still on that?
Like, he's still getting involved in, like, politics in general, and yeah, just politics in general.
Speaking of which, do you think Elon Musk belongs in politics?
No. I like him better as the cool electric guy.
Was he ever really even cool?
Yeah. Like, the reason why people don't like him is because of his political views. The reason why I like Elon Musk is the achievements he made with Tesla, SpaceX, and even the Boring Company, and other companies he's made in the past. I like him for the achievements he's made as a businessman and CEOs of famous companies. But that is separate to what I think of him based on his views.
Come on, man. Didn't you like it when he was jumping on stage with Trump?
Yes.
Wait, you did?
No, I was saying you were going to say something else, I said. I gotta be honest, I have no comment on that, but just because I have no comment on it does not mean I would defend such actions. Like, this is such a complicated gray area.
Well, I'll be honest, I think he was just trying to put his heart out to people, but I think that's what he said or something like that. But
yeah, I'll agree with him on sending his heart out to the people.
But just
what I will say is the gesture.
Yeah.
I feel like personally, I think he intentionally tried to do that just to trigger people. And yeah, it worked for sure.
Hey, it's all a part of the game, man. I mean,
it is, yes.
Elon Musk is the guy who's keeping everyone distracted. Or at least he's one of the guys who's keeping everyone distracted with outrageous stuff like that. Right, man.
Yeah.
It is what it is, though.
It is, yes.
I will say he could have definitely done it a different way. He could have definitely done something else, but hey, man, it's Elon Musk. I mean, yeah, it's like, I'm probably not going to say he was cool, but I'll say that he was definitely chill.
Yeah, he was chill, alright.
Yeah, I would say he was chill, not like, I mean, I guess tech-wise, he was the cool tech guy because, like, he made, like, incredible things. People said, like, he had this autistic, like, personality that was cool,
Yeah, true.
He works for Doge. He's with the United States. He's working for the United States. How does this man still have time to be on Twitter all day? Unless he just has people doing the work for him, there's no reason why this man should have the time to be on Twitter as much as he does.
Yes. I think if he does have a team that does work his account, that would make much more logical sense. Because you never know how busy he is and what he's doing day to day. throughout the week.
Oh, I meant like, unless he has like a team that does like, the other work for him and he just tweets all day.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, like I really don't see how this man has all this time to be on Twitter. I mean, I get that it's his favorite app. I do kind of wish it was still called Twitter, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like that. But hey, what can you really do? And for the most part, Elon Musk is definitely someone. He's definitely an odd guy, but I'm not. But I'm not knocking him for that. People say that he's sensitive and he censors people who disagree with him. And that is somewhat true, but I'm not mad about it because I'm not getting affected by it. But it's unfortunate that other people are. But hey, is there anything else in the news?
Yes, let's see. It's gonna be something. Yada yada yada. Mexico's president urges Google to reject Trump's push to rename Gulf of Mexico.
Oh yeah, right. Gulf of Mexico. He wants to call.
Yep. He is not backing down from that.
I
And
still,
in fact, it's already happened already. Like, on US Google service, you can see it as Gulf of America, but the rest of the world, it's still called Gulf of Mexico, including myself.
I still don't I'll be honest. I'm not going to disagree nor agree with Trump's decision, but I just don't get why it was called Gulf of Mexico.
Well, it's a gulf, and it's surrounded by Mexico. Mostly.
Okay, the name makes sense then.
However, it could also be argued that most of the north of that gulf is engulfed by America. So people would say, why don't you call it Gulf of America? Because there's this much coverage from the United States as is from Mexico.
Well, that depends on which one covers it the most. I think that should really determine what the name should be.
Exactly.
And if Mexico covers it the most, then yeah, just call it Gulf of Mexico.
Exactly.
I'll be honest, before Trump said anything, I didn't even know such a thing existed, or such a place existed.
Yes.
That I really didn't. That I probably wouldn't have still known if Trump didn't say anything about it. So I really have no personal feelings about it, but, if Mexico is the one who is surrounding it the most, then it should be called Gulf of Mexico. That's pretty much my take on it. And yeah, so based on what you said, I can tell that you disagree with Trump renaming it to Gulf of America.
Yes.
How come?
Well, nothing concrete, but how I see it, this is tackling more on the patriotism of the United States, and calling Gulf of Mexico Gulf of America is fully reassuring of that patriot.
I see, I do see your point, and I get that Trump wants America to be more patriot.
Exactly. I didn't know if I was saying it right either.
Patriotic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said it right.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Okay. But I don't know. It's once again, it's like I said, just let Mexico have that. I mean, I don't think it's really that big. I don't think it's really that big of a deal for us to have it. I mean, for us to have it and make it called Gulf and rename it Gulf of America. I mean, I really don't think it's a big deal. Just let Mexico have that, and we can have other stuff that's mainly surrounded by America.
Yeah.
I mean, but hey, man, I do wonder if Google is going to do anything about it, and if Google is.
I think they already did. There have been reports that it should be now seen as Gulf of America for US users, but Gulf of Mexico for the rest of the world.
Okay, so for us, it's going to be called Gulf of America, but for other users, it's going to be called Gulf of Mexico.
Yes, I'm looking on Google Earth right now, and for me it shows Gulf of Mexico.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, when Google Maps was launched, there was complications about border disputes between India, China, Guyana later on, and also Western Sahara as well. So many countries are gonna have many border disputes. So what Google does is having users in a particular country show borders that is in favor of that country's government and in favor of their disputes specifically, while also favoring the disputes of the other countries and favoring their disputes. But for other users that aren't from those countries, it will show like dotted lines indicating what is disputed amongst countries.
I can see that. I can see that kind of making sense. I can see your point there. And I say, like, hey man, if it says Gulf of Mexico for the rest of the world, you might as well just keep it at Gulf of Mexico for America as well. I mean, it's just very dumb that it's just gonna be called Gulf of America for us. Imagine if a foreigner came here and they were looking forward to seeing the Gulf of Mexico, but instead they see the Gulf of, but instead, like, when they come here and they see that it's renamed Gulf of America, then they're like, oh, come on.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's, oh man, I came here to see the Gulf of Mexico, not Gulf of America.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, it is what it is at the end of the day. Like I said, it doesn't really affect me. But anything else in the news?
Yes. After overthrowing Assad, Syrian rebel leader assumes interim presidency.
Interim presidency.
Yes.
Huh.
At least for now.
At least for now.
That's what they say.
So what happened to the last guy?
You mean Assad?
Yeah, Assad.
He's seeking refuge in Russia.
Okay. So because of another man is seeking refuge in Russia, like someone else took over as the temporary president of Russia.
Yes. He was the lead of the main rebel group that fought against the previous Syrian government, which for over a decade was in civil war with the rebels and other militant groups in the country.
Very interesting. Honestly, very interesting. Why out of all places though would he seek refuge in Russia?
Well, the era of the Assads, if you ask people from Syria or people in Syria, they would say that the regime under the Assads, both Bashar and his dad before him, it was not the best time. Especially under Bashar, when crap really started to take off. Like, within that over a decade-long civil war that only until a month or two ago just ended.
Wow. Oh yeah, no, I think we definitely did talk about
Yeah,
that.
we talked about that at some point.
Yeah, I can't believe it was that long of a civil war.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Russia must have been really deep and for the Civil War to last that long.
Yeah.
I bet you there were new generations joining that war too. That's the thing.
Yes, new generations as it was happening over for more than a decade.
Yeah, it's like imagine your dad getting too old to like be in war. And they're like, he's like, son, you gotta take over now. You gotta fight this war. Like, imagine that's the only thing that you live for.
Yeah.
Sad existence, actually. It's like, it's kind of a sad existence, really. It's like, imagine you having a kid, and when he gets older, he has to take your spot in the war.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the case. I mean, you said it was like only a decade. So
Yeah, it went from 2011 till the very end of 2024.
yeah, so like anyways, you said it was only a decade, so I don't think a new generation would join the war.
No, but maybe if it was a very old father possibly retiring from the military and then maybe his son that was just about to turn to an age where he would be old enough to join the military, then takes over, that's a very slim chance.
Yeah, no, that's an extremely slim chance of that happening. But either way, that would be a sad existence, though. I'm gonna be honest, that would. I mean, imagine you had to take over. Imagine if you had your whole life ahead of you, but instead of you pursuing acting or anything, like, you want to pursue acting, you want to pursue all this other stuff, but instead of doing that, you have to take over for your father in the war.
Yeah.
That did just be disappointing. I'd be like, come on, Dad. I don't want to do this. But I guess that's just how life is, man. Sometimes it can be cruel, sometimes it can be uncruel, but regardless, you just gotta keep on high alert. And yeah, is there anything else in the news, or is that it?